Yeah, I think one thing that he's doing amazingly, okay, for the first time.
I like to
Amazingly,
hear this.
okay. I'm saying up for this one.
Okay, listen, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. Okay, I'm ready for it. Give it to me.
Right?
For the first time, he's put some accountability onto women.
It's like I knew you were going to say that, actually. Yeah.
And he says accountability is kryptonite to women,
It's kryptonite to anyone.
not to men.
Absolutely.
Really?
No, to be honest with you, it takes a mature person to be accountable for whatever.
That's
So
true.
it's everyone really. But you know, like I think I just keep going back to just the way the delivery is just is something.
It's hurting you, right?
See,
Something.
yeah, I know, and that's something that hurts a lot of people. I think if they're able to just look past the delivery and actually pay attention to his words, okay, because, for example, even Jesus in the Bible, maybe there are some people that didn't like the way he speaks. For example, when he went to the market. And then he noticed that I'm not comparing Kevin Samuels to Jesus, but
Just putting that out there.
just putting it out there. Okay? But I'm surely when Jesus went to the market to see that, to see that the temple was being treated as a market, the way he flipped the tables, there's probably someone in the corner said, I don't really mind what he said, but the way he did it,
Did he have to do it?
exactly, exactly. Like I've got children to feed, and he told her over the table, like, why would he do that? You see, so sometimes you can never win.
You can.
Yeah, that's true.
You can never win. So it's best just take everything out of it, the emotion, the delivery, everything. Just listen to his words, like what he's saying, because men relate to the words he's saying, and men agree with it. So if men agree with it, okay, and you want a man in your life and you want to get married, surely you should try to pay attention to what men are focusing on. Does that make sense? Because it's going to allow you to actually understand men more. If you're planning to spend the rest of your life with a man, surely you should want to know more about this man and what the man actually subscribes to. So later on, you can actually have a very good, fruitful marriage.
Fruitful
Marriage, yeah. Okay.
Go for
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
I wasn't expecting that. So we are here and we have a special guest, as you can see,
That's right.
Yeah.
unveiling.
Yeah.
This is
My name is Daniel. I'm a student at the University of Birmingham. I'm doing my master's in physio. I'm a personal trainer.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll be graduating soon. So, by the way, everything I say over here is just my point of view. So please don't attack me.
Yeah. Don't come for Daniel's neck,
Yeah,
please.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too
Please,
much.
we don't want
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
and you have an Instagram.
That's right. It's TFG _ Daniel. So the fitness guy. Nobody knows that. _
I didn't know that.
Daniel. Yeah. So please follow me and I'll follow back as well. I'm not a ghost on Instagram.
Well, thank you for that, Daniel. Anyway, so basically, Daniel is here to give us a little insight.
Yeah. The male insight, right?
The male insight as to in relationships. And the reason being is because if you watched our last video, we had a little snippet of Kevin Samuels' High Value Men Should Cheat. And Daniel is someone who I would say, subscribes to some of the things Kevin Samuel says. And so he's going to give us a little bit of, intro into why that is and a bit of detail.
Yeah.
That's right. So where do we start?
Where do we start?
Right.
Why Kevin Samuel?
So Kevin Samuels subscribes to the criteria of the red pill or the red pill movement. Okay, so the red pill is mostly the men's rights activists in America, and there are three sorts of parts to it. So there is the men's rights that are trying to change the law to benefit men's health. There's also MGTOW, which is basically men going their own way. So men trying to abstain from women and long-term relationships, so just leaving women to the sides. and there's the reddest version of the red pill, which is mostly about how to really benefit from the system that's in place against men, so to say. And out of the Reddit one, there's the manosphere, the black manosphere. So the black manosphere is basically using stats and data and the observable reality to actually benefit ish and navigate through relationships with women. So in the manosphere, there is Abide and Preach, there's Kevin Samuels, there is a lot of other people as well.
So it's not just him?
Yeah, just not him.
Okay.
So they all sort of subscribe to the same notions of how to navigate in the modern era with the modern woman. And they mostly speak about like hypergamy and how to really, as a man, how to improve yourself. It's mostly for men and it's by men and mostly black men as well. They're speaking to black men about what to do.
So they speak about what?
So they speak to black men about how to navigate in the modern era, because especially in America, that's where it started. In America, there is a lot of guys are growing up in single parent households.
Right.
So they haven't got the father figure in their life. So black men also, black young boys are also really struggling. So the black manosphere is a way for the black men to actually educate the young black men about how to navigate stuff like making sure that you find a purpose, not sleeping around too much, disciplining yourself. It's about hypergamy. So knowing that as a man, if you haven't got any substance to you, if you're not working hard and you're not really trying to level up, so you're not trying to make decent money and be productive in society, then you can't blame women for not being able to find a suitable wife. So So
it's not just about relationships then. It's everything to do with life.
Yeah, everything to do with life. So it's basically a way for men to educate men about what men should be instead of always listening to women about what men should be.
But none of us know any of this thing because that's not what Kevin Samuels is known for. Everyone knows him for bad press of, why is he out there? And we're not hearing, this sounds great, by the way. Everything you said actually is brilliant, but that's not what he's been known for.
Okay. So with Kevin Samuels, he's actually been speaking to men for around 7 years before he started speaking to women. The reason why he chose to speak to women is because he's an image consultant. So he deals with people that need an image consultant, which is normally the people that are of very high net worth. Okay, so when he deals with those men always come to him saying that I can't find any suitable wife. And the woman also says I can't find any suitable husbands. So he noticed that actually, so I'm spending all this time educating the men. And so the men are leveling up. They found a purpose. They've got a very good net worth. And for some reason they're not finding the right woman. So now he said actually it's time to speak to the woman. Now for men we tend to be quite easy. You say like in a way, like you say this is yes, this is no. And then a guy will say, okay, that's yes, that's no, okay, that's cool, I'm gonna go. But a woman, whenever sometimes
what about women, Daniel?
no offense.
Oh, gentle.
So whenever he speaks to women, especially with notions that are to do with emotions, most women say, I feel like. So because of that disconnect, so sometimes he gets a lot of pushback, and that pushback makes him more famous. Like I think his subscribers grew from around 100 or 200k to around 700 in a few months because he started speaking to women.
Because of the way he was speaking to them.
Yeah, the delivery.
Yeah, the delivery.
And what he was saying, right?
Wrong.
Yeah.
So the thing everyone says, the thing he says, he's not a postman. Okay? he's not a postman, so he shouldn't care about his delivery.
Okay.
He's got a message. He's giving you a message. It's up to you to take it or not take it. But if one of the outcomes that you say you want in life, there are certain things you need to do. Okay? And those things, it doesn't really matter how he says it. He can say it in a very, very nice way. He can say it in a very, very blunt way. But he's a blunt person, so he doesn't see the need to lower himself and speak in a very gentle and nice way. He's 52. He's a very old man. Okay, he's
very old.
Not very old, but yeah.
He's mature.
Old, I'll say. But yeah, he's an old man, and like for me, I had uncles and I had grandparents that were really blunt. I'm used to speak to him. I mean, speaking to my older parents and my older grandparents, and them being completely blunt.
Right.
Okay, because after you reach a certain age, you don't care what people say.
True.
And then you don't care what people think.
Yeah, but there's blunt and then there's rude, disrespectful. That's like for you to be blunt and say, listen, you know, don't put that there, for example, or why the have you put that there? That's like, surely it's the same message. It's the same, you know, we're not dancing and beating around the bush, but, just, you know.
Like, I think it's really funny that people really focus on the delivery instead of the message he's given.
True.
It really goes to show that maybe there's something more to the pushback. So maybe he's saying something that people actually don't want to hear, and they're trying to pick things. Like, for example, on Black Twitter, he's actually being slanted. They call him gay and so forth. However, those same people are going to be supporting the LGBT, so it doesn't make sense. So it's like they're trying to find ways to discourage him, and they're trying to find ways to bring him down. And one thing that they could find is his delivery. But I think if you actually like throw away the emotion and throw away the delivery and throw away everything, and actually sit down and listen to the words he's saying, you're gonna gain some knowledge from it.
I'll tell you why I have an issue with the delivery. Because as a Christian man, there is a way to speak to people. The only reason why I say that is because obviously I'm pulling apart from what the Bible teaches, soft words. You know, there's a way that you should speak to someone that the message will be conveyed. And there's a way that you will speak to someone that all you're doing is instilling fear or reducing their self-esteem. If you're constantly bashing someone, all the time, they may it's not, you can't use the same, method with everyone. Not everyone responds to, do you understand? And also as a Christian man, it's like, the things that he's saying, come on, you must be able to admit that, like Stephanie would say, it's wild. No?
So, I understand what you're saying. One thing I want to add is that when you watch a lot of his videos, okay, you notice that he reflects what he gets. Okay, so when someone goes onto his live and says, I want a high value man because I feel like I deserve a high value man, what the person is basically saying is that average men are not worth your time. And for him, his parents were hardworking average men with average income. So basically, to try and bash and throw away all the average men that are working really hard to make sure that like your lights are coming on and making sure that the power grid is working, making sure that the buses are running. Those are average men because they're not high income individuals.
Right.
Like, so to throw all of those people aside, you need to have something of substance to actually prove that you deserve a high value man. So straight away, when you come onto his live and say maybe I want love, or I want someone to treat me right because I'm looking for someone to treat me right. When you say stuff like that, you're looking for an actual genuine man, and it doesn't matter if the person's high value, the person is average. It doesn't matter because you actually want something that is quite something that is genuine. But then if you want a high value man, most women that go on the page want a high value man because they like a certain lifestyle that they feel like that high value
materialistic.
man. Yeah, exactly. So for him, straight away, in his head is thinking, like, who are you?
To want that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, who are you to throw away all the good, hardworking average men to the side and just say, I want the best of the best. Yeah. So that's why it comes like that. But in terms of him bashing women, if you watch a lot of his content, most of the time he really advocates therapy. So telling women to actually seek some help. There was a time where which is not a bad thing. Which is not a bad thing. It's actually a really good thing. So there was a lady that came on his live and she was very emotional. He could sense that this woman has got a lot of trauma. Okay, so what he did is that he told the woman to book a therapy session. Afterwards, message him privately, okay, and then he's gonna make sure that she goes to therapy, and then he's gonna keep in contact with her, That was
nice.
exactly that was a black
No,
woman.
yeah, we don't see that.
No,
Exactly.
we don't know about that part.
Exactly, that's the thing. That's the thing. People tend to just focus on the negative.
Yeah, it's
But
true.
him as a person, as I said, he reflects what he gets. So if you come with this, look at me, I deserve the best, then he's gonna be like, who are you?
Why do you deserve the best
Exactly,
kind of thing?
exactly. Yes. So that's it. I don't think he bashes women. I think he's doing more good than harm,
Why do you think that?
because there has been a lot of videos coming out there. A lot of people, a lot of women, going on the live saying that. At first, I used to take my husband for granted. Okay, I was actually thinking of breaking up with my husband and divorcing my husband. However, after listening to your vibe, after listening to your live, there are some women that had the same thoughts I had, and then the way you spoke to her actually made me go back home, reflect on who I have.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, and from there, I've been very close with my husband, and then one thing he says is that you need to appreciate your man that you have. And there's no point just fighting for a divorce straight away because of every little thing, because the market is gonna say, who are you? Like, the market's gonna put you on a scale of 0 to 10. Like, what do you rank?
Average at best.
Exactly. If you're average, okay, and then especially if you're old, let's say if you're 40, 50, 60.
I love the way
no
you just
offense.
class these,
No offense, no offense.
Lord have mercy, when I reach 40, guys, I am old.
I'm not saying. But I'm saying, for example, if you want kids and you turn 40, but your outcome is that you want to have children. If you're 40 and men want children, there's going to be a certain things that you can provide in terms of having kids. So he says that if you're in your 40s and 50s and men want children at that age, and you can't provide that, but you've got this man that is actually, you've got a kid with, that he's providing, he's doing everything that he can to make sure that the family is working, why would you want to just break up with him and just leave him?
True.
Yeah, that's what he talks about.
So he's kind of giving women an insight into how men think. Is that how it?
I think, yeah. I think one thing that he's doing amazingly, okay, for the first time.
I like to
Amazingly,
hear this.
okay. I'm saying up for this one.
Okay, listen, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. Okay, I'm ready for it. Give it to me.
Right?
For the first time, he's putting accountability onto women.
It's like I knew you were going to say that, actually. Yeah.
And he says accountability is kryptonite to women,
It's kryptonite to anyone.
not to men.
Absolutely.
Really?
No, to be honest with you, it takes a mature person to be accountable for whatever. So it's everyone really. But like I think I just keep going back to just the way the delivery is something.
It's hurting you, right?
See,
Something.
yeah, I know, and that's something that hurts a lot of people. I think if you're able to just look past the delivery and actually pay attention to his words, okay, because, for example, even Jesus in the Bible, maybe there are some people that didn't like the way he speaks. For example, when he went to the market, and then he noticed that I'm not comparing Kevin Samuels to Jesus, but
Just putting that out there.
just putting it out there. Okay? But I'm surely when Jesus went to the market to see that, to see that the temple was being treated as a market, the way he flipped the tables, there's probably someone in the corner said, I don't really mind what he said, but the way he did it,
Did he have to
Did he have to do that?
exactly. Like I've got children to feed, and he told her over the table, like, why would he do that? You see, so sometimes you can never win.
You can.
Yeah, that's true.
You can never win. So it's best just take everything out of it, the emotion, the delivery, everything. Just listen to his words, like what he's saying, because men relate to the words he's saying, and men agree with it. So if men agree with it, okay, and you want a man in your life and you want to get married, surely you should try to pay attention to what men are focusing on. Does that make sense? Because it's going to allow you to actually understand men more. If you're planning to spend the rest of your life with a man, surely you should want to know more about this man and what the man actually subscribes to. So later on, you can actually have a very good, fruitful marriage.
Fruitful
marriage, yeah. Okay.
Go forth and multiply, isn't it? That's what I was given.
Thank you. Amen to that. But so now, in terms of relationships, what are you saying that Christian men out there want? Like, what they're looking for?
Okay. They're looking for a wife.
Simple.
Simple as that, a wife. And I think I was speaking to a lot of people, actually, a lot of females, and they tend to throw this in my face. He who finds a wife has found a good thing. Proverbs 18.
22.
That's right. That's the wife. That's right. So he who finds a wife has found a good thing. Okay, that's what everybody really focuses on. Okay, but later on, he actually shows that it tells men it's better to lie down in a desert than to be with a nagging woman. It says that, so in a desert where it's literally the wilderness, where it's very likely that you're gonna die in the wilderness.
Just you.
By yourself.
Yeah.
But he's saying that is even better than to come home to a nagging woman. So if for the I'm not trying to say nothing, but
You're coming for us, yeah?
yeah.
Is that what it is, Daniel?
It's not
There's
me.
two of us.
It's not me. It's the
Each
Bible.
side.
It's the Bible. It's the
Oh,
Bible.
God.
So don't fight me. Just fight the Bible. Okay? You're not gonna win, but you can try and fight the Bible. Yeah. So as a wife, that means you can't be nagging. You can't create a negative space where it's like you always want to get your way. And another thing as well that men want is to know that they are the head of the house. There are 159 verses in the Bible about men being the head of the house. But
You've done your research.
I have, yes,
You
I have.
prepared, didn't you?
Yes, I have. Just a little sprinkle of some facts and stats. Yeah, so basically, when you speak to women that's men at the head of the household, it's like, no, it's an equal partnership.
Right.
But it goes against the Bible. Like, as a Christian, the Bible is meant to be your dictionary.
Absolutely.
So if the Bible is saying the man is the head of the household, you can't say no, but it's a partnership. No, it's just, okay, the man is the head of the household. But at the same time, it doesn't give the man the right to abuse the woman.
Yeah. Or to lord that over her.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. It doesn't at all. But most men naturally tend to not want to abuse women. Like,
Good.
I'm not.
Let's put that out there. Good
Most Christian men
Yeah.
wouldn't want to abuse. One thing that men tend to do is that they tend to draw a circle around their family, and then they tend to protect the family. There's a lot of incidences where a man will do all they can to make sure that the woman is happy. So unfortunately, something happened when a woman went. She fell into the Thames, and then a guy jumped into the River Thames.
Right.
To try and rescue. He passed away, unfortunately, but not bad. The woman was rescued. Thank God for that. But it really goes to show how much a man would do to try and keep their partner or the woman or just women in general safe. Yeah, but sometimes what happens is that some women see men as abusers, and if he's the head of the household, it means that he's got a massive power and authority over me, and is going to abuse them.
Yeah.
If it goes to a relationship like that, then it's not really going to be a very
True.
good one, is it? It's not nice for anyone. Yeah, cool.
I think it's like it's the mature mind, just like how it's the mature mind for someone to listen to Kevin Samuels' video and understand what he's actually saying, maybe not take it literally, like with the high value men should be able to cheat sort of thing. Like I want to say that he's not actually advocating cheating.
Depends on how you define cheating.
Oh.
That's right.
Wow.
Cheating is cheating,
Really?
Uncle.
Wait,
Daniel.
hold on.
Okay, so
Hold on.
how should we define cheating,
So,
Daniel?
firstly, when he said high value men don't cheat, they exercise options, what he's basically saying is that when there's an agreement made, for example, if the woman says that
Stephanie's literally like,
I'm trying to hear this, that's
okay,
why.
listen, it's not me, it's him.
Yeah, no, don't worry, I know.
It's him. But when a man and a woman have made an agreement that I know you're a man, I know your sex drive is a lot higher than mine. There are going to be some days that you might choose to have sex.
Yeah.
That I don't want to have sex because I'm too busy with somebody else.
Okay.
If you step out, okay, these are things you need to do. Firstly, you can't bring any kids to the household. Listen. Firstly, you can't bring kids to the household. You can't bring any disease into the household, okay? And you can't disrespect me in public. So set those clear laws. So in a way, you're not trying to control the man, but then you're saying that, I can't force you to do what you want to do, but just bear in mind that if you were to do it, this is what you should follow. If the guy does step out, he's not cheating because it's an agreement that's been made. Okay, and the reason why I said high value men exercise options is because their partners are aware that this man, if I was to lose him, I'm probably not gonna get any man similar to him.
But did he say that in the video though?
Sorry, he doesn't say in that one video.
This is why it's the mature, because someone could literally just watch that and take that as holy grail, and you start shooting off in your relationship, and your wife is all of a sudden thinking, hang on a minute, Kevin Samuels is giving you license, not only because you didn't take time to watch the other three-hour videos.
Yeah, and I think it really goes to show in this modern era, everything's so fast. Everybody's really fast jump to conclusion. But if we actually sit down and try to listen to what he's saying, one thing he actually preaches to most high value men is that if you're not able to control yourself and you're not able to be sexually disciplined, you cannot be a high value man.
He does say that.
Okay, so being a high value man also entails being disciplined.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That's right. That's one of the things he says. Okay, so and bear in mind he's been speaking to men for 7 years.
Right.
So in a way, he's grown men about sleeping around and about making kids everywhere. About going to a relationship, even though you have no substance, you're not working. There's sometimes he's been brutally honest with some guys. So he spoke to a guy and said, so you got a small penis. Like, you're broke, you're short, you're fat.
Yeah, I think I watched that.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard that video.
So he's brutally honest to men about trying to level up. So I think sometimes if you bear that in mind and know that when he speaks about certain things, he's not just trying to make men seem like they can do anything they want.
Right.
He's very, very strict on men, but at the same time, he's saying that, like, in the black community, we're actually at the bottom, unfortunately. We're at the bottom in terms of our marriages, in terms of our kids, and everything. So he's looking at it from a global perspective. So
that makes sense. Yeah.
He's saying instead of you divorcing over every little thing, if we make some laws, okay, so like the main aim and the main purpose of your life is to make sure that this kid that I've got, the kid gets the best environment to actually grow up and become a good member of the society, and that man or that child is hopefully going to grow up to become a doctor or whatever, and that can in total help change the ethnic image of us men, us black people in general. And in that intel is gonna really help elevate the black society. The black community upwards. So that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to level up the black community as a total. So globally.
So I have a question. And do you think what he's saying here, should Christians take, like Christian men take it then, or what? Or should they choose some parts? Because, for example, I know some of the things he has said, I do agree with in terms of like women taking accountability for like the way that they're thinking, but it's not everything that he says that like I'm like, yeah, I'm here for it. Nah, not all of it. So as a Christian man, is that something that, is that something a Christian man should say, you know what, I agree and I'm taking it and I'm running with it? Or
so what I'll say is that he's not Jesus. He's not God. Okay, he's not perfect. There are certain things like he's not. Yeah, exactly. Like everything he says, he's human. Okay, every human has got their flaws. Okay, he's not preaching to say that I am the Messiah. Everything I say goes. He's basically voicing his own opinion, even though he classifies himself as a high value man. I think he's a high value man as well. Even though he's like that, he even tells his fans, his supporters, that he doesn't cheat. Like sorry,
okay.
In every single relationship he's been in, he's never ever stepped out. He's never ever cheated. Okay, that's something he told them. So in a way, if you're to follow him, then you know that you shouldn't cheat as well. But he's saying that if you were to cheat, there are things in place or things you're able to risk.
But the thing about it is that with the influence that he has, he should be able to say, don't cheat, full stop. Not, put this in place and put this in place and put this in place. No, this is what the Bible, as a Christian man, if you follow the Bible, marriage is, it's sacred. You can't, there is no loophole. There is no loophole in the Bible. This is it. The man shall not defile the marital bed. That's it. So for me, with the media, the presence that he has, how popular he is, and the loud voice that he has, he should be able to say, do you know what? As a Christian man, do not cheat. Full stop.
I think the reason why he doesn't say that is because realistically, there are a lot of Christian women that have got children out of wedlock. As a Christian, you shouldn't have a child out of wedlock. So even though he can say all of that stuff, for him, he's just trying to focus on how the society is right now. So right now, there are a lot of, not to slate any baby mamas, but there are a lot of baby mamas that if as a Christian, you shouldn't have a child out of wedlock. There are a lot of people are sinning.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
That was guaranteed.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people are lying. Like if you go in the Bible, word for word, every single Christian woman should be like the woman in Proverbs 31. Okay? And in Proverbs 31, you shouldn't be overweight. The woman of Proverbs 31 is not overweight.
Just adding that in there for us.
Just adding that. Okay, just adding that. Just speaking of that. However, in the black community, 70% in the UK, 70% of us are overweight and obese. Okay? So if it's really, be very, very, if it's stick to the Bible, there are some same things that so for him, he says that, like, these are all the things that we're doing right now. If you were to excuse stepping out of your marriage, okay, to, let's say, sleep with someone else, but at the same time you're still able to maintain the family as an institution. If you were to allow your man to step out, to do whatever he does, because men, biologically, we can have sex with multiple partners and still stay faithful. Because, yeah.
How? That...
Okay, all right.
It's going to be an hour long.
That one's a bit mind-blowing.
Okay, all right. Let me go into a bit more detail on that one. All right, so just speaking about science, because I'm from, my background is physio, so I tend to be quite nerdy when it goes to science. Yeah. Okay. So there is a love hormone, or the bonding hormone. It's called oxytocin. So that hormone is released whenever you do have sex. It's also released in a very high concentration when you give birth. That's why most women, when they give birth, they get this sort of unconditional love. That sort of massive love for their baby, like straight away. That like they need to feel the child, because that chemical is released in a very, very high amount and concentration. Now, men, after sex, the chemicals that we release, the levels of oxytocin is a lot lower than women. Meaning that we can see a woman and want to have sex with that woman, and we're not thinking of marrying that woman. We're just thinking of in that instant. I'm not saying I do that, okay, because I'm different. but basically, in that moment, he's thinking of having sex with that woman, but he's not thinking about breaking up with their wife and divorcing and stuff. He's just thinking about, I just want to have sex with them. It's how God created us, unfortunately.
I'm sorry.
Biology, yeah.
Okay. It's biology, unfortunately. Okay, you can't argue with biology. Yeah.
Yes, but
we could, but we won't do that.
Listen,
we won't do that.
It's like, we are definitely, if you stick to biology and just then, let the whole world do what the whole world should do, then you just do. But if you understand that we have been transformed and made new in Christ, that means that the self that we have is no longer, it's not a biological thing anymore. It's now spiritual. So of course you stick to the biology of, okay, yeah, you need to eat, you need to drink water and all that kind of stuff. But the urges that takes you away from the sanctity of anything that is not Christ-like should be what, as a Christian person, you should be dealing with. So irrespective of the fact that your wife has said, I don't have a high sex drive, so, you can step out. As a man, you should understand that that is not Christ-like.
It's going to come with consequences.
It's going to come with consequences. What is your purpose in your marriage? Because to be honest with you, as women, emotional beings, there is only so much hammering of this extramarital something that she's going to be able to take.
Okay.
It will chip away at her somehow. So irrespective of the fact that she's cool with it, there will be jealousy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Jealousy will start to creep in, and before you know it, you're putting a discord in your marriage that will end up going into divorce because, you now start wondering as the woman, oh, what is she giving that, I'm not giving. All of a sudden, it's no longer now, oh, because I don't have a high sex drive. It now becomes a case of, well, he's stepping out quite a lot now. What's going on? Just don't do it. You need, as a man, what he should do is come to her and say, okay, yeah, you don't have a high sex drive. What should we do about it? Let's go to counseling. How can I help you? Or actually just don't get married.
Just stay away.
Just stay away.
To be fair, a lot of men are not getting married. Like in terms of the marriage rate, is actually very, very low, especially in the black community. So just focusing on the marriage aspects. A lot of men actually choose not to marry. But at the end of the day, the person that's actually affected the most are the women. Like, right now, most women are actually unmarried.
Most men are
unmarried. Most women.
Women
are unmarried. In terms of men, I know it's bad, but right now we're just trying to take it out from religion a bit and just try and just speak about what's going on right now in society. I think that's why the red pill and the manosphere came about. Okay. I understand, as a Christian man, he's got his responsibility to make sure that their family, as a holy, I understand everything you're saying. I just want to add that a lot of men have felt like sex is being used as a tool against them. For example, some men feel like whenever they try to initiate some sort of contact, the woman purposely do the pushback, saying that like, because she did this tonight that I'm not happy about, when we go to bed, you better not touch me. Okay, so in a way, it's like they start using tools they start using sex as a tool to like manipulate the husband to do certain things, and then I understand from a woman's point of view. That you understand that the man should be faithful and stuff, but from the man, he's thinking, why is someone that I love, that every night I see that, I'm very attracted to, but because of this, like you're trying to use sex and affection as a weapon against me. Like, why is this happening?
Then you need therapy.
Exactly. Well, most black people unfortunately don't go to therapy as well. Okay, and then especially with churches, because churches are also mostly filled with women. Sometimes some guys don't feel like they can go to the pastor to speak about certain things. Sometimes, so you have this massive group of men that are experiencing the nagging at home. They're experiencing women manipulating them. They're experiencing divorce where. If a woman were to take you to a divorce, is the worst thing she can do to you ever, because you lose your house, you lose half of your everything. The children too, you lose your children. Like for your own child, you have to book visitation to see your own child. Okay, so you have a lot of men that actually have noticed that this system that's in place is not benefiting me at all.
So someone like Kevin Samuels should be promoting therapy.
He does.
Like constantly.
No, literally, almost every school live. Okay, he promotes it.
Well, that's good then.
Yeah, like it's something that I didn't even think I'd do. For me personally, before I turn 30, I plan to go therapy because I know that there are a lot of things growing up that I've been exposed to and that I need to unlearn. Okay, so maybe I have a sort of mindset, or maybe I'm sending out a sort of vibe that might be subconscious that I'm not aware of. That by going to therapy, going to a professional to actually have a chat with, I'm actually going to unlearn those things. Okay, and then one thing he says is that God created a therapist. Okay, sometimes it's good to go to the pastor for something spiritual, but it's also important to go to the therapist for something psychological, because they were all created by men. I mean, not by men, by God.
By God.
Sorry. Yeah, by God. So, yeah, so that's why you really advocate, because especially the black society, we're really struggling at the moment. So, yeah.
Okay, so guys, we're going to take a short break, but we will be back with part 2.
Right.
And we're going to grill Daniel some more.
Yes, I'm ready. Give it away.
Okay, so Uche, what actually makes someone